There's plenty that's going to be happening in a very rapid fire forecast fashion, but for tonight, much like this morning, we have a cold night on tap. The clear skies, that is the sign that it is going to be cold. Temperatures drop into the single digits and low teens for the start of the day tomorrow. Couldn't help but enjoy the sunshine that we had. It was so nice to see it. Now, folks out by Ashtabula, even into Lake and Geauga counties, they had partly to mostly cloudy skies through the day, but farther west, there's not too much that's showing up, although you may see this little white stuff right here on the lake. That's ice, and the ice is just beginning to form. If you look very closely, you can even see kind of a little line that kind of goes from Peely Point on down to the Vermilion area. And that, my friends, is where our ice story begins, because the ice is now starting to form. Taking a look at some NOAA satellite imagery, you can see where the clouds were that I just showed you in the looping format. But if we zoom in a little bit more, now you can see on the west end of the lake, we are getting a widespread ice sheet that is starting to develop. Very close to the lakeshore, even over toward Cleveland, we have ice that is forming right on the lakeshore. Now, the update from the Great Lakes Environmental Research Laboratory that tracks ice across the Great Lakes is showing where we do have the ice coverage, and you can see not much of Lake Erie is ice covered as of yet. We can dive into the details a little bit and get a little bit better idea of how this is going. What kind of ice are we looking at and how thick it is? Well, it's not very thick at all. We're only in the oranges and the greens here, so 7/8 out of 10. That means it's kind of a slushy slurry that is forming out there with some areas that really haven't even frozen over. But when we take a look at the type of ice, this is where the story really gets interesting, because we are in this light pink and this purple here. New lake ice and thin lake ice. Friends, this is not ice that you can play with yet. We will probably see some fishable ice later on in the season here, but for right now, this is very thin ice. Stay off the ice. And just know that there is more ice that's coming, because our temperatures are going to stay cold. We don't have anything above freezing except one day, and it's clear into next week. So we have some chilly temperatures still to go, which would set up beautifully for the fact that we have snow that is coming tomorrow evening, and it's going to be impactful. So we've gone ahead and declared a weather impact alert for you for Friday night into Saturday morning. Widespread snow, impactful snow, and that is going to mean some extra time for travel if you have that. The storm system is just absolutely impressive. Same one that's bringing all the nasty weather to Dallas. This is going to continue to cruise to the east, and we're going to ride on the northern fringes of this because of a frontal boundary up north that is going to kind of put the press on here. So you can see how the snow shield begins to move over Ohio late afternoon into the evening tomorrow, and that will set us up for kind of a snowy Friday night and into the start of the day on Saturday. There you see the snow coverage, and we do have a pretty good shot at some accumulating snow. Let's break it down for you in your National Designer hour by hour forecast. Overnight, it's just cold, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. Midday, temperatures getting into the low 20s. We may have a few flurries out to the west, but by and large, the better chances for snow will arrive after the kids get home from school. Watch what happens through the evening. We get a widespread, persistent, moderate to possibly heavy at times snow coming down. This is going to be a problem. This is the type of snow that the snowplows will not keep up with. And it looks like that batch comes through in a couple hours and then begins to shift eastward. Then as we get into Saturday, we get a reinforcing shot of the cold air that's coming in, and that kicks off some lake effect. So how much snow? Just in the start of this, from Friday evening to midnight, we're looking at 2 to 4 inches of possible accumulation across the area. That's just in a 4-hour period. That's impressive snow. We will add more to that as the snow showers linger into Saturday afternoon. So we are talking about that weather impact alert for Friday night into Saturday. Please, if you have plans Friday evening, keep an eye on conditions, and of course, you can always grab our app. Union Home Mortgage forecast shows the warm up by Monday when we have another clipper coming and the cold air that follows that with more lake snow.